All right, everyone, here we are with another video with Invest for Tomorrow. And to all the first-time viewers and investors, welcome to the channel. And to all the subscribers, welcome back. As we jump into this chart, I do want you guys to be aware that I have a ticker symbol to share with you guys that you won't want to miss. We follow how Cathie Wood is so aggressive with Nndm. You're going to be surprised how aggressive she's being with a SPAC merger that has to do with the same sector as Nndm, but Nndm and this other company both focus on different niches within the same sector, but in some shape or form they will be competing, and she's being pretty bullish on both. So this SPAC merger isn't set to actually be finalized towards the second quarter, almost the beginning of summer, and we're already seeing her jump in on this SPAC before even being finalized or even agreed to definitively, right? Like, it's just been announced and she's just being bullish, and I love it because we've been watching how bullish Cathie Wood is on 3D printing overall, how she's been with Nano dimensions, and I think it's something that you guys won't want to miss. All I ask for in return is for you guys to smash that like button to let me know you watch this video. In our previous video, we reached over 100 likes. Let's see if we can break through that and hit 150, maybe 200 or even higher. So I look forward to earning those likes from you guys. It helps out the YouTube channel, and it's one of the best ways and simplest ways to tell me thank you for all the efforts and the time that it takes me to do these videos. So here we are with Nndm, and Nndm had a pullback. It hit a low here of about 963.61, give or take, and that is super important because we can see right here the 63 and the 66 and all the way down here to 961. Super important to be aware that that 960 mark, if you want to just round it down, was the lowest point that Nndm reached in the day, and from that point out it bounced up to newer highs. Now, one thing I love about chart analysis is when you see the resistance levels being broken through and turn into an exact support, or when you see a support level that turn into a resistance, because remember, when support is broken through, your previous support what turns into a resistance, and when it gets broken through again, it becomes a support again, and you can see that right there. Use that support, and usually when it falls kind of to the T like that, like we could see it, momentum is about to come, and you can just see it take off like it did. I mean, it got out of bearish territory, but right now this is in tug of war zone. So let's go ahead and move this to its new locations, and we're going to see our new resistance and support. But I do want every single investor and viewer to be aware that this tug of war zone is going to be very critical moving forward, and the bulls need to pull away from it. So the 50-day moving average here is 1079. Anything below that is bearish. Anything above that is bullish. We're slightly above it, sitting at $11. Now the support level is a little bit broad, and it's the lowest point before the run, and that's 1014. I want every single investor and viewer to be aware of that. Now, you can use here at this point as a midway point, and that's 1063, to kind of get a feel of how this stock is reacting if the bears break through the 50-day moving average, get closer to 1063, and now we're in bearish territory, and you want to watch how it reacts between 1063 and 1014, if the bulls can reappear and bring it back up, or are the bears tearing this one down fairly fast. So super important to keep that in mind. Now, our resistance we're going to talk about in just a moment, but let's go ahead and see how ARK Invest has reacted, right, from yesterday's purchases to today. So this is ARKQ on the 16th yesterday. They had 6,953,283 shares, and today they have a total in ARKQ on the 17th, 6,961,943. So they went up a little bit. They're nibbling at this. They're not going crazy. You know, they only went up about a total of 8,000 shares, maybe almost 9,000 in total. So they're nibbling into Nndm. They're not being too quick on it like 100,000 like they used to do, or 50,000. They're just riding this out, trying to figure it out, because there's a lot of talks that there might be another offering. That's going to be a big deal, again, pulling down, you know, the stock a little bit, and we're going to see ARK Invest and Cathie Wood loading up on Nano dimensions. So that's going to be interesting. So ARKW has been pretty stagnant in the same spot. They've been holding all this time. Let's see if they bought or sold today. So ARKW on the 16th yesterday had 5,678,742 shares in total. And today on ARKW for the 17th, they have 5,726,918. So when we look at yesterday's total amount, right, from 678 to 726, they went up about 40 to 50,000 shares. So what they haven't bought in the previous days, they loaded up on at this point. So very interesting to me to see this and actually, loading up and making it happen. I mean, the fact that they're nibbling, it's a good sign, even though it's not a lot, little by little, as long as they're not just holding or selling on either or, and they're buying at least in one or the other or both ETFs, that's a good sign. So our resistance, this is probably the most important point on the chart, and this is what the bulls need to break through, and that is 1112. They need to turn that into a support, pull away from it to reach newer highs, pull away from the 50-day moving average, and continue this momentum upwards. So I do want every single investor and viewer to be aware 1112 needs to be broken through to continue this momentum and pull away from the 50-day moving average and get away from tug of war zone and start gaining leverage in the chart. As always, guys, if you found this helpful and informative, please do so and subscribe. Don't forget to click on the bell to turn on all notifications and not miss a single video that I post. Share it with your friends and community, and don't forget to hit the like button because it helps out the YouTube channel and it lets me know you found it helpful and informative. Stay tuned till the end because we have a ticker symbol that Cathie Wood is being extremely bullish on, loading up before a merger is even finalized. This is a pretty bold statement from her end. Stay tuned. Welcome back, everyone, to another video here with Invest for Tomorrow. And to all the first-time viewers and investors, welcome to the channel. And to all the subscribers, welcome back. All I ask for in return is for you to smash that like button to let me know you watched this video, that you found that helpful and informative, and that you learned something new. So here we are with the website to one of the companies that ARK Invest has been buying as the dip of the correction had recently started. All the way to this point, they've been loading up. We're going to look at their position, how much it's grown. I caught it on the first date that they started buying, and as it continued to go lower, they just kept on adding more, and as it's starting to kind of recover and rebalance itself, they just keep on adding more. And you know how ARK Invest believes in 3D printing. This is a 3D printing company that's going to go through a SPAC merger. So this is the website, Mark Forged. I definitely recommend you check it out to learn more about the company. But let's look at how ARK Invest has reacted. And we've been talking about this one since I started to see strength. So we went ahead and talked about this one over the weekend. And I stated over at the Patreon that A1, this is a SPAC merger that has been pulling down due to the market conditions in the last month, but picked up steam recently. The merger has not been finalized, and it should switch from A1 to MKFG sometime close to the beginning of the summer once the merger is finalized. So it's still in the process. It's not even guaranteed. But now one of the things that this is very interesting about is ARK Invest has been loading up on this one while it has been falling within the last month. They have went from holding around 300,000 to 1.5 million shares in just a month. That's a bold approach, getting into this one early because the merger has not been finalized. While sitting at $12, it's looking interesting. The closer to 10, the more interesting it gets. I will post a link down below for you guys to see the company and so forth. And I even saw an article. But if you guys want to know live updates and weekly updates on when I'm looking at different ticker symbols, you can join over at the Patreon. You'll gain access to all the ones I've talked about previously and the ones I'm going to talk about in the near future as the weeks go by. So we've been talking about this one and watching this one, and I definitely talked about how, on the RSI it's pulling upwards, the MACD, there's almost a cross here, crossing section that it can continue to pull up possibly, and there's some recovery, but we wanted to watch it to see if there was a pullback since the whole market was pulling back, on Monday, slight recovery. Then yesterday it looked a little bit red and today it got green. So we'll see how things play out the rest of this week. But, at $12, this is looking like a bold decision from ARK Invest to be buying on the way down and on the way up. Okay, very, very interesting. So let's go ahead and see here their chart, and then we're going to look at how ARK Invest has added up. I basically stated it there, but I want you guys to see it in their ETFs and their PDFs that I have. So here we have it, seeing it going downwards. So the first time that they registered a purchase was back on the 24th, okay? So on the 24th of February, that's where this was running up, okay? And then it started to pull down since the 25th, and it hit a bottom here of 10.30, ran back up to 13.70 and some change, pulled back down, and it's sitting at 12.38. So let's look at how ARK Invest has reacted since. So when I did that post on Patreon, they had 1.5 million. Let's see if they've actually gone up a little bit, and that's going to tell you how bold they are about this, because even when it's pulling back, if they're buying more, that's pretty big. So here's on the 24th, and you can see A1 right here, 208,917 shares. That was on the 24th of February in RQ. So let's go ahead and pull up the 16th, which was yesterday, right, of March, RQ, and we're going to look for A1. So A1's right here, and they have 1.6 million. 1,600,174 shares. They're being bold. When I posted it on Patreon, they had 1.5, and that was over the weekend. So A1 is definitely going to be maybe number 2 Nndm. That's the way I'm seeing it. That's how bold they're being about it. And I feel like they don't want to miss out on this, because they probably feel like they've missed out like on other ones that have grown tremendously, that are like DD. When it comes to the 3D printing space, like this one right here, I think it is, yeah, 3D systems. You know, this one ran up all the way up to a peak here of $50 and some change from the lows down here of $11, and it pulled back, and I haven't really seen them do much about this, but I feel like they're not worried about this one. They're like, you know what, that one already grew. I want to catch the ones that are down here with the potential to go up here and stay up there, right? That's really what they're looking for. So A1 is definitely looking like an opportunity, and this is definitely one you want to keep on your watch list and do more due diligence on. So definitely go to their website to see more about them. But man, 3D printing is looking like the future for real. If we haven't accepted it yet, you know, those are some of the plays that are going to be growth sectors in the future, and they're going to change the way things are done, you know, systematically like we know it. I mean, it's just incredible what a 3D printer can create while no one's around. It can just do it. So it's going to make things of manufacturing and everything a lot more, I guess, smoother, hopefully, without any supervision, and it's just going to allow things to be produced. And then this has a little bit of a tie-up with raw materials needed to print. So it's just wild how raw materials and 3D printing is going to be innovative and changing the game to everything that we know. And that's part of the market. I mean, the market is always ever changing. There's always new innovation. And while you don't want to accept certain things, it's probably the time to accept it, especially when you see institutional investors being bold. I definitely look into other institutional investors if they're buying into this one before the merger. That would be interesting as well. But I believe that, you know, for, you know, the track record of Nndm in ARK Invest portfolio and growing through all these offerings in the pullback and running back up, and how bold Cathie Wood is on 3D printing, and she's going into this one before the merger, I mean, that says a lot. I look forward to seeing your guys' thoughts down below and how you feel about this one, but definitely one to add to your watch list. As always, guys, thank you guys so much for watching, and let's make some money.